Don't forget to go to ashkicking.com for pound the best home health and beauty fragrance products.
Hi, I'm Bobby Dean, and you're watching Dante's
Boxing Nation.
Boxing Nation.
Boy, it's getting serious out there, ain't it? It is getting serious out there. So as you guys just know, I just reported what Golovkin just said. He just dropped a bombshell. He said that Canelo Alvarez is cheating and he's using drugs. It was intentional. It wasn't meat contamination. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and quote, "I told you it's not Mexican meat. This is Canelo. Canelo is cheating. They're using these drugs and everybody is just trying to pretend it's not happening. You should take a look at the photos and ask a doctor. Ask a doctor. Let him explain what those muscles are. It's better even to use the lie detector. Then there wouldn't be any silly questions about meat or fruits or chocolate." End quote. Okay, so that's what Gennady Golovkin said about the whole Canelo Alvarez failing his PED drug test, failing positive or testing positive for clenbuterol, which is a drug that increases muscle mass while burning fat. Of course, Canelo Alvarez's defense was he must have ate some contaminated meat. Now, Golovkin's people, Tom Loeffler, the promoter, he actually said, well, if it was contaminated meat, why don't you tell us where you ate and when you ate this contaminated meat? Give us a list of the places you ate when you were there in Mexico. Now, of course, that request fell on deaf ears, and we never got a response from Team Canelo trying to provide any information when it comes to that situation. So anyway, let's get into the response. This was his response to Gennady Golovkin. It sounds like he wants out of the fight. He doesn't sound confident. If he wants out of the fight, he should say so. But these comments, it's very different and contrary to what he said last week. Very different and contrary. So obviously the first question you would have after hearing Eddie Gomez say, well, when I talked to Golovkin, or he wasn't saying that 2 weeks ago, he was saying the contrary 2 weeks ago. So now, of course, we want to know what was said when Gomez was talking to Golovkin. Well, according to this article, what was quoted, it sounds to me like Gomez actually didn't talk to Golovkin, he talked to Tom Loeffler. So I really don't understand what he means when he says Golovkin said the contrary. This is what he said when it comes to the conversation he had. Quote, "We had a great meeting 2 weeks ago. We talked about this, but it seems Tom has no control whatsoever. He can't control Abel, that's a fact. So you know if Gennady is talking like that, he's worried. He's worried about this fight. So if he doesn't want to fight, he should just come out and say it." And then he was asked the question, is the fight still going to happen May 5th? Gomez, he responds by saying, we have a contract. We're moving forward. It's going to happen 100%. I am very confident of that. End quote. Okay, so this is what I'm not understanding right now. Once again, Gomez, he said that 2 weeks ago, Golovkin was saying the contrary. And then when he starts to talk about the conversation he had with Golovkin, it turns out it wasn't a conversation he had with Golovkin. It was a conversation he had with Tom Loeffler. And then he says, you know, well, Tom Loeffler can't speak for Abel Sanchez, etc., etc., etc. But he brings up Abel's name when it was actually Gennady Golovkin who made these statements. It was Gennady Golovkin who said that Canelo Alvarez is a cheater and he's using drugs. So once again, I'm really confused, and I don't understand why Gomez is talking about Abel and he's talking about Tom, and then he ties all that in by saying that Golovkin was saying the contrary 2 weeks ago. Nevertheless, this is what Golden Boy had to say. He's implying that this is Golovkin's way out of the fight, and he's clearly worried. But this is a question that I would love to ask Gomez. How would a person usually react and reply when they hear news that their opponent just failed 2 PED drug tests a couple months before the fight? And coincidentally, they failed a test that increases muscle mass while burning fat. I mean, once again, how does a fighter react to news like that when you find this out about your opponent? I mean, I'm just seriously, and I'm asking everybody right now, how are you supposed to respond? Are you supposed to say, oh, you know, that's just the part of the sport. Hey, you know that meat out there in Mexico, it's contaminated with clenbuterol. So, you know, life goes on. Canelo didn't do anything wrong, and I'm sure he'll go in there with no advantages, and I don't want anybody thinking that this man did anything wrong, guys. Don't you go out thinking that. I mean, is that the way Golovkin was supposed to react to this news? I'm just trying to understand the situation. So, you guys, let me know your thoughts. But once again, this is what Golden Boy's President Gomez had to say in response to the accusations that Golovkin made, and in response to the failed drug test that Canelo Alvarez took in February, or the test that he failed in February. He failed 2 tests in February, but just to make it clear, he's now passing the test. But anyway, this is what Golovkin said, and this is what Golden Boy Promotions had to say in response. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. What's going on, y'all? Brooklyn, New York. It's going down. We out here for the Wilder versus Ortiz fight. It should be a great fight. Once again, I'm loving it out here in Brooklyn, New York, from Las Vegas, Long Beach to Brooklyn. This is how we do it. On to the next one, y'all.